And this is, again, psychological warfare.
Is it,
the big problem is not, and here it is, because I've watched some of the heroes they've given to the public.
Mm-hmm.
They've come out demonstrating some of the equipment that the CIA used to use, like the mind control projects, wondering how they got their hands on this equipment, because you can't buy it at the army surplus stores.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there for sale. And now those same people are pushing the benefits of using more science to improve our quality of life, to alter us, make and perfect us. So strangely enough, that they've gone in this circle, this roundabout yawing way, which is probably the real way of Yah or Yahweh. It's a roundabout tacking way that nautical guys take, and takes you back in the exact same direction after the guys are freeing you with real information. They take you back into the same slipstream where science is going to be your savior, which is exactly what the elite want you to think and believe. The big question is, can you have your cake and eat it too?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, all of this that is going on now, do you think it's dangerous in again, we have to return to, I think, the question of if this is about the survival of the human race, then obviously this is, extremely dangerous, but is there any other level here that kind of hints at that what we are involved in here isn't dangerous in that sense, because this is a part of the experience that we are meant to go through at this time?
Well, the thing is, you can never speak for everyone. Because ultimately, you are a separate being, and your experiences, your knowledge, is gleaned from your own experiences, if you have them, even. And what you have, what comes your way, is what you seek. So if you seek science, you'll just immerse yourself in scientific knowledge. If you seek something beyond that, you have to say, if I want truth on no conditions. Everyone, in fact, wants ultimate truth, but they want to have their conditions laid down first. And that's been the same in all religions down through the ages and the esoterical traditions. They even slip it into the New Testament where some guy wants to know or follow Jesus, and he says, well, this is what you do, give everything away and your lands and so on, because he was a rich guy. And the guy cried because he couldn't do that. If you truly are seeking something, you can't bring along your own conditions. And it also means you can't bring along your old way of life and what you clung on to as well. So that's where most people fall short. You could give them a chance, say, in an allegorical fashion of a heaven, and yet their own baggage would be their downing point. They couldn't leave it behind them. They'd want to take it with them.
So this,
and that will be their anchor.
So this, in a way, is the classical myth or story of the hero's journey. Then, and in a way, you have to, transcend your, for instance, your, as you say, your baggage, either if it's
everything that you've worried about and wanted, and yet the more you want, the more you accumulate, the more you worry about it.
That's right.
So yes, priorities what is important to the person. And then the whole thing about faith comes down. Do you have faith? If you gave all this up, would you take the big jump, the big leap, and to the unknown? Because again, truth doesn't come tailor-made and say, well, it's got a nice Hollywood happy ending.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. It could be a great tragedy at the end of that road, but that's not as you say, that's part of that journey, because if you would know beforehand what you actually would get, there's even no reason for you to do the journey in the first place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what the elite are doing. They're saying, hey, we'll give you all the fantasia. We'll chip your mind, your brain. You could be working in a barn where the cattle are, but you'll think you're on the moon as James Bond fighting the bad guy in your mind.
Yeah.
They're going to give you the scientific reality, a virtual, but not a real, but a virtual reality.
Virtual reality, yeah, that's.
And most people you will find will go for that because they have no faith in anything else.
Yeah, and even in some instances they've even paid for the experience, as it were, and they are guaranteed a certain amount of happy and sad moments on the way. It's like a pre-packaged life experience where you're going to a agency and you're promised, okay, we guarantee you that you will have this and this included in your experience, so it will be a pleasant ride for you, basically.
That's right. I think even I think Schwarzenegger did a movie on that.
Total Recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what the public will go for. Here's my money. That's the Western value system. Here's the money. Give me the experience.
Yeah.
and don't waste my time. Do it now.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to know. That's right.
So the most ancient problem is what is life about? What is the purpose for you, not for everybody else?
That's right.
The purpose for you.
That's right.
And is the purpose to accumulate knowledge, or to stop using a stone axe and use a metal one, which means you start on the sciences? or are you happy living in a world where everything makes sense to you? It's a form of quality. What is total quality to the person? And we have, in the West, have decided, or it's been decided for us a long time ago. That's the allegory of Eden. Once you walk out of Eden, which is nature, you cannot walk back. And
that's interesting.
And so you must start where everything was perfect. Which is an allegory of perfection. Once you're out of there, now you must feed yourself, clothe yourself, hunt, and in other words, science through tools and science, etc. You've already chosen a path. There's only one way out of it, and so that's the path we're on. And yet the path itself has told us, or the keepers of the path have told us, they're going to take us into a totally controlled society where even thoughts will be categorized and controlled as well. It cannot, through science, it cannot go any other way.
That's very much, as you say, the adversarial force, the force that in a sense is afraid of true spirit and true creativity, true beauty in that sense, by actually trying to artificially create everything around it, and also in a way controlling it. Because if there is such a thing as an omnipotent being out there, a god or whatever, that actually can see and monitor and actually is in contact with everything, what's interesting, it seems to me, that the world that is being created now is actually trying to replicate the very same thing in a way, either if it's
through scientific means.
Exactly, yeah. Either if it's through RFID or IP addresses on every little gadget, it's all about monitoring every single little piece of everything, to create that connection, as it were, with all, I guess.
And see, that's what they want. It's a hive, and that's the term they used at the Loyola meeting. The world will be more like a society. Will be more like a hive. In a hive, you hear the buzzing of the bees, and all you'll hear, just like the Star Trek series on the Borg, is the buzz of thoughts going back and forth between all different peoples. And you could not differentiate your own. It'd be impossible to.
And
the world that they want to bring about now. They're not giving you the right to make your own program, by the way.
Yeah.
Someone else will be authorized and stamped and approved to do it for you.
If people would enter into that system of when it really kicks off technologically, because in a sense we might be there psychologically, but many people, as far as I know at least, don't have the chip in them, as it were. But what about people who actually would be in that kind of system and actually, enjoying it? Or would it be right from our perspective to try to go in there and actually stop them from entering into that system?
It would be very much like the Matrix movie itself.
Yeah.
Where Morpheus takes Neo, and Neo is just the new Anderson, son of man.
Yeah.
Son of man.
Yeah.
And so Morpheus is a shapeshifter in a sense, in that he morphs down through the ages. It's an allegory again
Yeah.
of people in every age. But however, in the practice matrix, he shows you all the people, and Neo gets distracted with the red-clad beauty.
The lady in red, yeah.
And he turns around, and the next minute there's someone with a gun. And then Morpheus tells him, he's trying to point out that everyone around you that you think is normal, even those you might love dearly, is a potential agent. Which we already have. You have people today who will turn people in, thinking they're doing the system a favor because you're now aberrant, or you have strange thoughts, or you've got terroristic ideas. Now, terroristic ideas could be just an opinion on something, which is not authorized from the top.